Hello everyone, welcome to the review show from Underwood Stakes Day at Caulfield. Cracking day of racing, the two Group 1s were awesome. There were some good races up there in Sydney. We're going to look at the replays of all the stakes races at Caulfield, do the blackbookers, do the futures bets as we always do. Let's kick off with the naturalism. The Naturalism Stakes was taken out impressively by Half Yours, and we're going to take a look at the replay. A very classy win this, and it was a bit of in my opinion, a race of the winner's very good, what's in behind it, and not much stood out. They've gone a second inside standard time just about, especially the last 800 meters. They've really zipped home pretty fast compared to the normal class. Half Yours recording the fastest last 200 meters of the race. Half Yours settled a little bit closer in run than what I thought it would. I thought it would get 2 to 3 pairs back, further back than what it did, but Jamie Mellon was able to get the horse into 5th position throughout running. In terms of the place getters, Berkshire Breeze tried to follow Half Yours through and looked a bit of a chance when it was cruising up at the 400 meters, but then Half Yours just went into overdrive. From the back, like I said before, I don't think there's too many standouts. Statuario ran well. Braden Star was a black booker for me out of the Memsey meeting. It led the field up and ran 5th. Running on from the back was, Barclays Square and Interpretation, who will be better suited over further. So I guess we can follow them, but I wouldn't be following too much out of the Beaten Brigade, to be honest. Half Yours likely to go to the Caulfield Cup after this. He's going to have to be good to win the Caulfield Cup, but gee, he was very good today. Race number 6 was the Jim Maloney Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies, taken out by the John McArdle trained filly in Yum. They've gone 3/4 of a second inside standard time here for the race. A second outside standard time for the last 400 metres, showing that the playwright set some crazy sectionals in front that gave Waterhouse front runner way and was fading out late, and they were really clocking in some slow sectionals late for the swoopers to come down the middle and take out the prizes. Yum was very good. Zany Girl from the back ran on. Chateau Eze, who settled close to the speed, was good. Spicy Lou, the 4th horse across the line. It was a bit of a strange run because it never really looked like winning, but it only finished 2.5 lengths off the winner in the end. What do we do with Vivid Sun? Well, it disappointed market expectation. It was a $2.40 favourite, but in my opinion, it just sat too close to that hot speed set by the playwright. When it won first up at Sandown, it settled back and really charged over the top of them late. Would we take it in 1,000 guineas? Well, we're going to get a bigger price than what it was today, but I think everything will have to go right for Vivid Sun in order for it to win the 1,000 guineas. It's going to be a very even 1,000 guineas this year, and it'll be interesting to see who takes it out. Yum was the one who took out the Jim Maloney today. The Caulfield Guineas Prelude was race number 5. It was taken out by the Chris Waller trained Estremo. They've gone about 2 seconds outside standard time to the 400 metres and gone half a second inside standard time for the last 400 metres. It was a real sit and sprint, and it was the horses that were close to the inside and on speed in Estremo and Vega for Luck who were able to quinella the race. I thought it was a really good ride by Mark Zara on Planet Red. Drew gate 2 and didn't hand up the inside, was able to get a position on the outside of Stay Cosmic, who somehow ended up back on the inside from its outside draw. Planet Red ran decently, considering it was a bit of a sit and sprint and suited to those close to the fence and on speed. Space Rider was the one that was really flying late. Stay Cosmic was the one that disappointed market expectation off such a brilliant run at the Valley last start behind Rosberg. Do we follow this race going forward? The Caulfield Guineas Prelude, despite it being the official title of a Caulfield Guineas Prelude towards the Caulfield Guineas, it's never really lived up to that. It's mostly been the Stud Stakes and the Golden Rose that we want to follow into the Caulfield Guineas, and this race has gone a second and a half outside standard time. So do we want to follow this race into a Caulfield Guineas? I think there's better hopes. Now we'll take a look at the Group 1 Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes, taken out by Sepples, who settled outside the leader and gave Craig Williams his second Group 1 for the day. It was a race where they went a second and a half inside standard time to the 800 metres, so they were really charging to try and find their positions, and Sepples had to do a lot of work from that gate to get up outside the leader. And I was half expecting it to fade away at the end, but it won like a good horse, and it is a good horse. Sepples triples. Miss Rumbini and Feroce were the ones that were storming home. Miss Rumbini was just too far back. Feroce, 1400 metres, probably looking for further. Won Australian Guineas over 1600 metres last preparation, so it's probably looking for that distance now. Pinstriped and Zoo Sensation were decent. Damask Rose, second up, was just too far back again. Look for that horse back to mare's grade, drawn a decent barrier next start, and it'll give you a run for your money. The clear hard luck story out of the race was Angel Capital. Damien Lane would like that one over again. If he had the back of Damask Rose, he probably would have slingshotted home down the outside and made it interesting, but he ran into backsides at the top of the straight, and once it got out, it really started building the revs up. So Angel Capital was the hard luck story out of the race. Where do they take Angel Capital? There's a few options. I don't know where they're going to go. Seppel's definitely a horse to follow, but the market is going to be all over it wherever it goes next. Probably the Turak. And yeah, I think Damask Rose back to mare's grade, drawn a decent barrier, will give you a run for your money. Now we'll take a look at the Group 1 Underwood Stakes, and it was Sir DELIUS, well backed, heavily backed, and off the canvas, straight through to win. Just ahead of Buckaroo and Golden Path in the top three, put 3.5 lengths off the fourth horse. It was a very tight finish actually from 4th to 7th. It was only 0.16 lengths settling those 4 positions. They've gone about a quarter of a second inside standard time, and for each of the sectionals to the 800, 800 to the 400 and the last 400, they've gone pretty even. And Sir DELIUS, from that wide draw, I was expecting to settle outside the leader, but there was a bit more early pace than what I thought, and Craig Williams was able to settle 5th, one off the inside on the outside of Moira. And at about the 400 metres, when Buckaroo went past it like Sir DELIUS was standing still, I thought, gee, Sir DELIUS is going to have to get a wriggle on here. It's probably better suited over further, so it'll keep clawing away, but I thought Buckaroo had the race all sewn up at about the 300 metres. Golden Path stuck on really well. It's a horse that settled on speed, chased the hot speed set by Smoke and Romans, and was really good in defeat. Sir DELIUS goes to the Might and Power next, I'm pretty sure, then into the Cox Plate, and then into the big race, the Melbourne Cup. So Sir DELIUS, as I said before, was well backed, and everyone expected it to do pretty well today, and we'll see where its preparation can take it. Now time for Salmonators Black Bookers. We're going to start in race number 3. It was the Taggart for the mares. Set weights plus penalties race. Keep your eye on the horse in the green with the purple V. White cap, white sleeves, called Lovely Cut. I thought it was a brilliant run from Lovely Cut today. It was second up today, and it settled about midfield off the inside, and I thought it was really good late. Stretton Angels sort of laid in on top of it at about the 200 metres, and once Damien Lane got it to the outside of Stretton Angel again, it was just starting to build the revs up late and run on well. It's a horse that got up to 1600 metres of 1,000 guineas back in its last preparation. So I think it can get up to that sort of a trip again. Third up next start, up to 1400 metres. I'm willing to be with Lovely Cut. I was really impressed with its run today. Going to highlight 2 horses out of the Jim Maloney Stakes. The first one, the white with the greeny finishing line stripe, called Chateau Eze, and the blue with the red dot in the middle at the back, Spicy Lou. So Chateau Eze was the horse that was pretty close to that hot speed set by the playwright. I say close, it was about midfield, but the first and third horse came from the back, and Chateau Eze was further forward than them. It was only Chateau Eze's second race start as well, which is why I was so impressed and want to follow that horse, probably into 1,000 guineas. Spicy Lou, as I said before, it was a bit of a weird run because it never really looked like winning, but it kept clawing late and seemed like a horse that was looking for 1600 metres at its next start. So Spicy Lou and Chateau Eze are the ones that I want to be following, and I'll be putting in my black book out of the Jim Maloney. I'm going to follow 2 horses out of the last race. I'm always wary of following horses out of 2,000 metre races, but I think these 2 have to be followed. Let's Deal, who is in the Danny O'Brien Silks, blue with the white stripy sleeves just in behind the leaders, and Mr. Monaco, who's in the red with the blue cap. We'll start with Let's Deal. It's a horse that won the South Australian Classic last preparation for 3-year-olds over 2,500 metres. It was second up today at the 2,000 metres, and I really liked the work it was doing late. I think Let's Deal is going to end up being a star if the mare's staying seen. Maybe not at the elite level, but sort of that Group 2, Group 3 level in time. And Mr. Monaco was only second up today off the back of an overseas career. Ran first up at the Valley and was never in it. Ran second up today and was really doing some good work late. Maybe next start out to 2,400 metres or even staying at 2,000 metres. I think Mr. Monaco third up will be ready. Let's Deal third up as well today. Sorry, second up today, but third up next start will be ready to peak and run a very good race as well. Remember when I said I didn't want to follow anything out of the Caulfield Guineas Prelude? Well, I'm going to contradict myself and put Space Rider in the futures bets for the Caulfield Guineas at $26. Look, in this race, at this point, at the replay we're taking a look at now, I just thought those back markers were going to get completely out-sprinted. And Space Rider was the one who was really knuckling down late, recording clearly the fastest last 200 metre sectional of the race. Seems like it's looking for the 1,600 metres next start. It was only third up today. Won first up at the Valley, maybe a bit of second up syndrome last start. Third up today in an unsuitable race from where it was last. It really stormed home late, and it was the best after the line, Space Rider today in the Caulfield Guineas Prelude. The best after the line in last year's Caulfield Guineas Prelude was a horse called Feroce, who at 60 to 1 ended up running second in the Caulfield Guineas last year. So I'm hoping Space Rider can follow a similar path, and at $26 I'm putting it in the Futures Bet series. Let's now go to the Underwood Stakes. I'm chucking this horse in for the might and power, Golden Path. Now, Golden Path was only third up today, and I just thought he stuck on really well. He had to drag the whole field up to Smoke and Romans, and he really stuck on well. On that side angle that they showed on Racing.com after the race, it was not losing any ground on Sir DELIUS in the last 200 metres of the race. Obviously, Sir DELIUS is going to be hard to beat in a might and power. Treasure the Moment's going to be hard to beat in a might and power, but Sir DELIUS, in terms of odds, has got a 2 in front of it at the moment. Treasure the Moment's trying to get over Colic. Golden Path is $15, and I just thought it was a really good effort to stick on as well as it did today. Up to 2,000 metres, it's won twice in its career. I'm just going to throw it in there for the futures bets. And we'll go up to Sydney for one futures bet. I'm putting Fangirl in the futures bet series for the King Charles. This was its win in the 7 stakes, mowing down Lindemann when it mattered to secure the victory. Fangirl's had some success in the King Charles in the past, winning it in 2023, smashing up Mr. Brightside. She's currently $3.80 in the market at the moment for the King Charles. The $3 favourite is Autumn Glow, who will be hard to beat. But gee, I think Fangirl will give Autumn Glow a run for her money. And Mr. Brightside, I thought, had a lot of favours go his way in the Maccabi Diva. So I think Fangirl should be a bit shorter in the market at the moment for the King Charles. It won well today, and it's going in the futures bets. I'm not going to show any Sydney replays, but I just thought I'd quickly touch on the races. The Kingston Town, I think Vauban's the most overrated horse in Australia at the moment. Despite Etna Rosso being a 6-year-old, I wouldn't mind following it into the Metropolitan if it goes there. Apocalyptic, I had no idea how that horse won the T-Rose, settled 3 wide no cover, and still absolutely smashed them. The Bubbles burst with Private Harry, first loss of its career today. Briassa, very good. Jolly Star, very good. They're star sprinters, and they should take it up to Ka Ying Rising in the Everest, and hopefully give him a run for his money to make the Everest a little bit more interesting, because I think we all expect Ka Ying Rising to absolutely smash him up. Thanks everyone for watching the review show. Hope you enjoyed, and until next video, bye for now.